Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be installing the Whitestone Dome Glass Tempered Glass Screen Protector on the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I have been installing on all my phones since 2017. Check this out. Since 2017, Whitestone Dome Glass Screen Protectors on my phones. So in today's video, we're going to go step by step how you install it. We're also going to see if it actually works. The fingerprint sensor will work after we do the installation. And we're also going to take a look at some new accessories that they are now launching into as well. So let's get right to it. Now you heard that right, I've been installing on all my phones since 2017 Whitestone Dome Glass Tempered Glass Screen Protectors. They've been my go-to screen protector on all my phones. And in today's video, this is going to be a step-by-step tutorial that I highly encourage you to watch the full video at least once so you can see all the steps. And then after that, then you can go ahead and use this as an installation guide for your install. We're also going to then take a look at some new accessories that Whitestone is going into. We have a charging brick as well as a cable and then some other accessories that we'll take a look at as well. So let's get right to it. Now before we get into the dome glass installation, just want to highlight a couple other things. These are going to be all the accessories we're going to look at as well. We have a USB-C to USB-C cable that we're going to check out. A case, right? So we're going to take a look at that as well. And then this to me is the star of everything. A 65-watt charger. We know that Samsung doesn't include chargers. iOS, Android compatible. So Apple doesn't include chargers either. So if you're looking for a charger, this may be the one for you. And then we have also some protectors for our lenses. Now inside the box, you're going to find a lot of accessories that you're going to use when setting up the screen protector. Now first of all, you do have some adhesive tapes that you're going to place in several areas of your phone to make sure that no liquid actually spills in. You also have something for your speaker that's at the very top. You have this jig, and also you get 2 more vials of this adhesive with also everything that you need to place the adhesive on your phone securely and to get a really nice fit. You also have some wipes, the screen protector, some sticker removers, and then you have this little jig that's also a weight that's going to push down to make sure everything disperses nicely. And then you have this UV lens, or UV light actually. And what I like about this UV light is that it has some instructions here where it tells you if this is 15 seconds or 60 seconds because we're going to be using a couple of those intervals. So if you basically think that you have to have a timer, you really don't. It's not a bad thing to have, you know, a phone or a watch going on with a timer, but you do have the right increments here, the 15 seconds and then the 60 seconds, which we're going to use throughout the entire video. Now if you've installed dome glass before, watch the whole thing again because things have changed a little bit, at least with the timing. All right, let's start. Now one power tip I'm going to give you throughout this process is that you make sure that you have a battery backup, and that's because the battery backup is going to give you a lot of flexibility when it comes to using the UV lamp here. So this is going to give you the ability to move it around and not really have to be fixed to something that has an outlet, right? The other power tip that I'll give you is make sure that you have no fan, no air conditioning, no central heat, nothing running. And also as an additional step, what I go for is I actually put a cover on top of my vent just to make sure there isn't any moving dust or anything that could be going on in the house. So let's go ahead and start putting all the adhesive and I'll show you how it works. Now the very first step is to tape your phone down, all the areas where you can have some liquid potentially get in. You don't want that to happen. So what you have right here is, I already moved 4 of the strips of tape, and all you do is you bend it over like this, and then once you do, you'll be able to remove this plastic sheet, and then you'll be able to put it on your phone. Now the next tip is when you look at your phone, you want to make sure that the tape, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? The big thing here is that you don't want it touching the glass. So I'm going to put my nail right here, and I'm going to run it this way. And as I'm running it this way, I'm making sure that it's not touching the glass, because if it is, when you put the actual screen protector on, it's going to remain lifted, right? So you want to make sure that you don't have any of the tape overlapping any of the sides where you actually put it into place. So that's really important to get a good seal on the sides. Now once you have all the ports covered, the next step is really to wipe down your phone. So what we're going to do is take the actual wipe, and you have 2 of them here, right, that you're going to be able to work with. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take the screen protector, the cleaning solution, and then we're going to use this microfiber towel to wipe things down. Now in the past, Samsung included a thin screen protector that was on the phone. Well, this year there's nothing on the phone. There's really nothing. All there is that little piece of plastic that, you know, when you unbox it, that's there. So right now, if you think that there's a film on there, surprise, surprise, there isn't anything there. So you're going to want to have a screen protector. So what I'm doing right here is I'm just really wiping this down really nice. Even if it's brand new out of the box, you want to wipe it down. Even if you took off that little screen protector, you want to wipe it down. And I'm going to get the corners too, because if you've been using the phone, your facial oils are going to get in the sides, and that's going to impact the adhesion, right? So we want to make sure that we have really nice, good corners on our phone. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure we get that. Now, I'm going to use this wipe. I always like kind of flicking it a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of wipe this down. And remember, like I said, you want to make sure no central air, no central heat, nothing going on. And then I'll inspect this multiple times before I put it down. You could use these little stickies that you have right here, these little stickies, just to make sure if you get like any kind of microfiber or lint flying around. But right now, if I look at this, it looks good, right? So I'm just going to now put this over to the side. Now the next step in the process is to prepare this jig or this tray. Now there's a couple things. You're going to get several of these, right? What you're going to do is you're going to place these into place. They're really simple to put in, and this is just going to absorb any extra adhesive, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing that you're going to do is you're going to place this little guy right here. Let me just take this out so you can see how this works. So you're going to take this little piece that comes also, and you're going to place it in place, right? This little piece right here is going to guide this part right here. And when you place this actual weight and the screen protector, when you pull this out, it's going to push things down. So you want to put that in place. So now go to the next step. Now the next step is to prepare our jig. And one of the things that you'll need to do is to take these little cotton pieces and put them in place on each side so that it would absorb any kind of material or extra liquid that comes out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the phone in the jig. And I'm going to, again, wipe down again. Remember I said I was going to do that multiple times, because even as you're preparing things, little dust particles can fly around. And I'm going to place the phone in place. Now, the one thing about this is you're going to notice here at the very top it says speaker, right? And you can rub your finger on it and you'll find the words there. You're going to place your phone in there, and it's unavoidable. You're going to touch the screen. That's why it's so important to just continue to have those wipes ready. And you're going to push up, and you want to make sure that it locks into place. Now that it's locked into place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here, and this has some more adhesive, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right here, just like this, and then that's going to protect your speaker that's at the very top. So I'm going to go ahead and align this nicely, right? Just by pushing it down, making sure that all these holes right here align nicely, and then it's going to cover that area of the speaker. All right, so now that we have the speaker at the top of the phone covered, you'll see what that looks like here, and you see how this is nicely aligned, and this is still up. And again, it's unavoidable. You're going to be touching that screen, so make sure you keep all the cleaning stuff close by. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this into place right here. We're going to go just like this, right? So now it locks into place right there, and we're going to wipe this down again. Now that I've inspected the screen one more time and things look good, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this part into place, and this is going to be where the liquid is going to be dispersed. And you have two parts to this. You have the bottom and the top. Don't worry, you can open up the bottom, and I like opening it up away from the screen because I don't want anything to fall into place, because I'm going to inspect it one more time. Now that I've inspected the screen again, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the bottom cap away from the actual screen itself. You don't have to worry about liquid coming out, because it will not come out until you release this area here. I'm going to put it here into place, and I'm going to remove the top. And it's a little bit tougher, so there it goes. And what you'll see is the liquid will start to come out. Now, I don't know if my desk is absolutely flush, so I'm going to move it over just a little bit. You can still move it over just like that. And then, you know, I don't have to worry about it moving, but what we'll do is we'll lift it a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this thing out of here. And what I'll do is I'll keep it right on top, because there's always going to be an extra drop left. And I'll just do is tilt it right here. There it goes. The drop came off. Now, to prevent any more spillage from taking place, the key here is to put the cap on the back. And I'm not going to worry about if that bubble is moving a little bit, because I'm going to get it back into place just in a second, because my desk is a little bit off. But this is a really good example of something that happens. You notice how you have that little dot right there? You never want to install the screen protector with that dot there. So how do you get it back together? Watch this. All you do is kind of navigate it slowly over to that dot, and it's going to touch it. And once it touches it, then you bring it back. Isn't that cool? Now, I had to make a slight modification because my desk was a little bit too off. So you'll notice here at the very bottom, I put a little piece of paper just to make sure that this was not moving. So I went ahead and made that adjustment. And now the next step what I'm going to do is I've placed the pin in place, and I'm going to remove the screen protector. All right. backing, and I'm going to put it right where it needs to be. Right, and it's going to rest right on top. Now, I'm going to also then take the jig that we have, which is this guy right here, and we're going to put it into place. Now, I may have to do some things because my desk being a little off, but we'll see how this works. Right? So now, the point that we have to go for is, notice where the bubble is over there. We want the bubble to get as close as we can to the center right there, and then what we'll do is we'll release it. Now, I'm going to do a little magic because, again, my desk is off. So it's really important that you check out your furniture wherever you're doing it. So I'm going to remove this little piece right here, and then as I see this move down, I'll release it once it gets there. So I'm going to move it. I'm holding it or supporting it on the side, and then I'm going to be bringing it down. Right? You can see how it's going down. How it's going down, and then once I see it in the center, right around there, I'll release it. So you notice how now it's spread out really nice and even. So what you want to wait, and you notice how it's lighter on these sides, what you want to do is you want to wait until it covers this completely. Once it covers it completely, then we'll go ahead and we'll go through the UV of every one of these sections. Now as we take a closer look, you'll notice that all the sides are nicely covered, so there's nothing that you have to worry about when it comes to any light spots. So I'm going to remove this now, and we'll inspect it one more time, and you notice there's nothing going on anywhere, so everything looks really, really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a close-up inspection one more time, and then we're going to UV light it. Now the UV light has two buttons, or two presses that you'll give it. A single for 15 seconds and a double for 60. We're going to do 15, 15, 15, and then we're going to go over it. We'll take it out, we'll clean it up, and then we'll do a 60 on the top and the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in place, right here on the bottom, press it once, and then I'm going to let it sit there for 15 seconds. It's just going to do it on its own. So we'll just let it, as soon as it turns off, we're going to put it in the middle, press it again, we'll go to the next one, and we'll press it again. All right, now that that's finished, what we're going to do is we're going to remove it out of the jig, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to press down like this. All right, so now it's out. And I wanted to do that evenly. I didn't want to do the top or the bottom. I want to push it down at the same time. And what I'm going to do is I have actually a larger alcohol wipe that I use, and I'm going to go over it, around, and clean this up. Right? This is actually the second phone that I've done in one taping. So what we're going to do now, I'll put it back in the same spot. We're going to do 60 on the bottom and then 60 on the top. And in order to do that, we're going to press it twice. So now it's going to do the 60. And I'll put the second phone right next to it so you can see this is the second one I did just a couple seconds ago. Now we're going to do the top. 60 more seconds. A moment later. All right, so now we did 60 seconds on the top, 60 seconds on the bottom. We're pretty solid there. What we're going to do is we're going to wipe this phone down. And like I mentioned, this is the second phone that I've done during this video. And we'll have two phones that I'm going to show you. I'm going to wipe this one down a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to power it up. And while that's powering it up, see how it's powering up? I'm going to show you the other phone that I had done as well. So now let's go ahead and press my finger on the screen. And it unlocked. Let me show you how that works again. And the cool thing here is that I have not reprogrammed my finger on, or my fingerprint on the screen. Check that out. So it works, no programming. Now, before we actually get Nilda's back into her case, and she's actually sporting an encased case, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at one of the cases that we have here from actual Whitestone. So this is a clear case. I'm going to take this out, push this over to the side. So here's their case, and it has two film pieces that we'll remove. Oh, well, that didn't work too well. It's to remove kind of like the film from the actual screen, or the actual case itself. So we got that one off, and then we'll try the internal one. I was hoping that the tape would have worked, but it didn't. Just dig our nail over here in the side for a little bit and get it up. Almost there. Let's see, is it going to work? Is it going to work? There it is, coming off. There it is. Alrighty. And what we'll do is we'll place our phone into it. And this is their Whitestone dome glass case. Great. You know what? This is a nice case. It has great screen protection, so you can notice how high it comes up over here. Really, really nice. And then when we look at the back, you can see how the screen is protecting, or actually the lenses themselves are nicely protected. So that looks good. And then I like the way this looks. So we'll look over here at the top. We'll look over here. I got to remove the tape still, and you can see how that looks. Not bad. Now the two other products that we're going to take a look at are the USB-C to USB-C cable. So we'll take this out so you can see what it looks like. There's a couple things I really look for in a case or a cable is the actual cable itself quality, and you can see right here braided. Oh, this is a nice cable. Braided cable, and then I look at this side right here, and this, you know, because as you're folding the cable like this or it's just moving around, you want to make sure it doesn't break there. So that's nice. All right, so that's really good. All right, so what we're going to do is check out then the fast charger here, and you notice it has two USB-C ports, one USB-A. I like that this is good for travel, because you can just snap things into place like that. And then we're going to try out this cable. And again, I don't know if you know this, but the Samsung Galaxy S22 and also other phones within the Samsung line have two charging modes. One is called fast charging, and the other one is called super fast. And the way you can tell if your phone is charging super fast versus fast is that one lights up in green, the circle, and the other one lights up in blue. So we're going to plug this in and see if it lights up in blue. All right, so we have our cable plugged in. We're going to see if we get that blue. Blue it is. So this is going to be super fast charging. Nice. So guys, that wraps up our tutorial install and then also review on a couple products from Whitestone Dome Glass. Like I said, been installing these products on our phones for a very long time. They're my go-to screen protector and they're on every one of our phones. See you in the next video.